Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR 25 career mode here on the channel. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we take on round 2 of the round of 12 inside the playoffs, where we have another level 11 engine max level on the way here this weekend to hopefully take us towards a top 10 result from Kansas Speedway. This is going to be a fun one. As you guys know, I love to rip the wall, and this is pretty well the perfect track for doing that. Kansas and Miami, the top 2 tracks for ripping the wall in NASCAR now, so I am thoroughly looking forward to this weekend. Now, you know, when we came here earlier in the season, it was a pretty rough effort, but now we've got a completely different car than what we had earlier in the season, way more competitive, and we had a great race last time out. And we're looking to continue that progress here into this weekend. Is fortunately, you know, we're as a team able to now afford, you know, maximum level parts, and now we can only afford one per race right now, and it's going to take a while to be able to get beyond that. So really, what we're trying to do is get the best results possible here to finish off the season. And carry as much money into Season 2 as possible to just, kind of flood parts into the new era for Tricon Garage, as we'll be switching to Chevrolet going into next season. So there's a lot of things to look forward to coming off of, great success there in New Hampshire and coming into these final races here this season now. As here in practice, pretty happy with how the car was driving, and was feeling pretty good going into qualifying. Now, I am running, for qualifying, I'm going to actually be switching to a bit of a looser setup. I went to the 25% loose preset setup, and we'll see how that does for us, as Kyle Larson was at the top of the board here in practice early Saturday. Now, rounding at the top 10 there was at number 60 of Ryan Preece there, as we'll get ready to go for qualifying at this point. In this Boost Energy orange and black Toyota Camry here, as we'll get on the track and kick off our lap with that sponsor goal of a top 25. That was, 10 races ago, a goal that we didn't know if we were going to reach or not. It was very hit or miss. Now it's like we're comfortably beating that goal to a point where I think starting in the Charlotte Roval, we're going to bump up that goal to the hard level, because we're at the normal one. There's an easy, a normal, and a hard expectation for your sponsor goal, and I think we'll jump up to hard, which I think is top 15 or top 20. I can't remember, but we'll probably find out next episode from Charlotte now. But we qualify P20 with a 31.854, so pretty satisfied right off the bat with the qualifying effort that we just put up on the board. Go figure. Kyle Larson, William Byron in the front row at a mile and a half. I swear they have had the front row at every single mile and a half this season there, as we round out the top half of the field. SVG there, P27, and all the way towards the bottom there you got Herb Swear through Yaley, Johnson, and Burt Myers. So as we fast forward into Sunday afternoon, ready to go racing here from Kansas Speedway now, and we have got an action-packed chunk of this career mode coming up following today's episode. Going into Charlotte Roval, NASCAR actually the day before, we're going to be in Australia on Saturday afternoon doing the debut of the NASCAR International Exhibition Series with the Garage 56 style cars. We've got Xfinity races coming up as well as SRX, so stay tuned, because we have got tons of action on the way as a green flag is out, and we kick things off here from Kansas Speedway. 20 laps of racing here in stage number 1, and well, as you see, it doesn't matter how good your engine is when the game's broken on the starts at larger tracks. Well, you can't really do anything about it. So unfortunately, we get absolutely destroyed here. Now, do keep in mind, we're actually about level 9 and level 10s or so on the rest of the car outside of the engine. So it's still not, the best of the best, but it's pretty dang good. So, we're not far off of the absolute maximum capabilities of this car, and we're really shaping up for a fun season 2 of this career mode now, as we end lap 1, though, unfortunately, down here in P25 or so. P26 as we roll through the middle of 1 and 2 here, ripping the top on the exit of the corner. Going to get right to the back of that 77 of Carson Hocevar. Give him a nice shove down towards turn number 3, and we'll just kind of continue to follow him here now as we see some 3 wide in front of us. We're going to be 3, we're going to be 4 wide as they split between Hocevar, and I believe that's Eric Jones. Yes, it is, to my left side with the 34 of Todd Gilliland. We're 4 wide in the middle right off the bat, kind of, you know, putting myself in harm's way a little bit there, but fortunately we get through all that. But unfortunately, we do lose some track position through all of that hard racing right there now as we'll slide up in front of that 77. So not exactly, you know, the start I've been looking for here, and it's kind of reminding me as I roll through 3 on the inside of the 99. Hold on, Van Gisbergen around out of turn 4. We barely avoid that one. Caution is out for the first time for Cause already, just a few laps in, and this is going to make sure that everybody can make it to the end of the stage on field, so we'll all stay out and get ready to go back green. I was just getting ready to say, as we get ready to go back green here, this is kind of reminding me a bit of New Hampshire where, you know, the car felt pretty good in practice. It felt really good in qualifying, but as we go into the race, I'm realizing that I need to make some adjustments, and I'm once again, just like New Hampshire, going to have to make those adjustments at the end of stage 1 or whenever we come into the pits here. So the car was feeling really tight. So that was a concern because when you're trying to rip the wall with a tight car, it's hard to keep it off the wall. So that's going to be something that we need to keep in the back of our mind here now. And into turn 3, we're going to go right up here into this outside lane now and try to rip around the outside of that Nation's Guard number 7 for Spire Motorsports, Justin Haley. That was really close there on the exit of the corner 2, catching that wall as now we're 3 wide down this front stretch with Gregson on the far inside. On this run into turn 1, Kyle Larson continues to lead. This is going to be a wall hit. Yep, I knew I was going to hit it, and we got it for the first time there. That wasn't even the car being tight. I went way too high on my entrance and carried too much speed, and unfortunately the damage puts us all the way down into P36 or so now, and we're racing with the 41 of Custer at this point, and yeah, I mean, we need adjustments. I think this is exactly like New Hampshire, where once we get some adjustments in this car, we're going to be absolutely ripping. But I mean, even right now, I should still be top 25 or so, and I'm running down here in 35th now, trying to climb my way back out of the hole we just put ourselves in after knocking the wall down pretty good as we continue on here into turn number 3. Okay, I'm going to hit it again. Yeah, we're going to be halfway through stage 1, and we've knocked the wall down twice. We need some adjustments, and we're just going to keep grinding this one out here now. We've only got 9 laps to go when we cross the line here in stage 1. I genuinely believe right now I'm running 38th. Now, if I didn't hit the wall, I know for certain I'd be up there towards the top 25, but I am also certain we make these adjustments, we're going to be top 15 at the bare minimum cars. So just like New Hampshire, trying to stay a lot more calm. But what I've learned in these last 2 races is I need to loosen up the car a lot more between qualifying and the race, because I mean, what I think's going to work, you know, it does work in qualifying and whatnot, but going into the race, you just really got to free it up more. But maybe even I got to start doing that for qualifying too, and we'll start qualifying maybe even a little bit better. So I think this right here was kind of, you know, the telltale sign that those changes we're going to have to start making. Obviously, it won't be present at the Roval, but beyond that, I think it will be now as we exit turn 2. Cody Ware's around right in front of us. Caution's going to come out. We avoid that one. That's the second close call, and that is the opportunity we need to pit. We're not going to ride this stage out. No, we're going to come in and make the adjustments right now, and we're going to be also able to rip through this field. So I go down to 47.0 on the wedge. We crank the tire pressures down significantly on both the left sides and the right sides, with the right sides being the biggest decrease in pressure.
You ready?
So as we get ready to go green, for this restart, it's only going to be 2 or 3 laps to go here in stage 1, but I mean, I know we'll have this slow restart right here, but after that, I think we're just going to absolutely fly through this field here. It's going to be 3 laps to go in this first and opening stage, so let's see what we can do on this run into turn 1, just trying to get back up to speed behind Myers. Now, I will be pitting no matter what at the end of the stage as well, along with everybody else, because I don't want to be at a tire disadvantage at that point, and then we'll just fall back down the order, you know, kind of struggling to be, you know, up there. So as we go to the inside here in turn 3, I can already feel a significant improvement in the handling of this Boost Energy Toyota Camry here. So I'm feeling very good about what's to come here throughout the rest of this race here. And we're going to gain as much track position position as we can here before the stage comes to an end. And I was trying to rip the inside or the outside here, but my car turned so much better than it has in the first part of the stage that I completely missed the top and ran a whole lane down. So that tells you how much of an improvement we've made here. Now let's look at the run we've got. Now this is also fresh tires, don't forget, compared to old tires. Hold on, got into the outside wall there, trying to stay off the back of the 10. That's just a driver error, but fortunately we don't lose anything out of it as we start the final lap here in stage 1. Larson continues to lead into turn 1. McDowell rips the top. Okay, I'll go 4 wide through the middle. Thank you very much. We'll clear all of y'all on the exit of turn 2 to the inside of Haley. 3 wide with him in the RCR number 3 of Austin Dillon. Van Gisbergen in there side by side with Busch into turn 3. Larson's going to lead through 3 over William Byron. Briscoe and Bell the top 4. Larson will take stage 1, and we're going to be about P24 as 10th place brings out the yellow as they cross the line, and I am feeling a whole lot better about the rest of this race now as we'll come in for another pit stop here. We'll get 4 tires on the car. And I was, in a position, of course, where I'm like, I don't think we need to adjust this thing at all for now. So we're just going to leave the car as it is, and we'll get ready for this restart and just try to cook here. We also gain a spot in the pits right here as well. So puts us on the inside line behind the number 8 Cheddar Chevrolet of Kyle Busch as the green flag is back out, and stage 2 is officially underway here now from P23 down to 24th already. We'll lose another spot to the 10 guaranteed. We got 1 extra lap of racing here in stage 2 compared to stage 1, of course, which was 20 laps. We now got 21 as we exit turn 2. Hocevar goes through as well. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to let the whole terrible starts in this game bother me today, because I feel like we've got a lot of speed to make up for it now, and with the car handling better, look at the change in just mid-corner speed that I am able to carry now, and it shows the difference very visibly as we're going to roll right up to the back of the 10. Going to show my nose where you probably won't get there. Yeah, he'll stay clear into turn 1, but if he leaves the outside open, that's going to allow me to do that right there. Get up on his door and rip around the outside here on the exit of turn 2, get alongside the 77 as well, and we're back into the top 25, and I think we're going to continue now to just go through this grid. Around goes Reddick. Caution is out in the number 45, and well, my AI is taking an adventure into the pits. Okay, we'll all stay out and get ready to go green again. That caution as well. Also, once again, make sure we can make it to the end of stage 2 without having to make a pit stop as we return to the green flag. I'm not wanting to see these cautions. We've had, a few cautions now for cause, and I don't want that because of the fact that it destroys my speed on restarts, and this is my concern. Going into next season, I know for certain we're going to be a threat for winning races, and I'm worried about late race restarts putting us on the back foot because of something like this right here, where we just lose a huge chunk of time. So that's definitely a concern, and I mean, unfortunately, there's nothing that we can actually do about it. So it is what it is, and we're just going to continue going forward here now to the back and now to the right rear of that 34 Loves Ford Mustang for Front Row Motorsports Todd Gilliland into turn 1, and we'll be able to rip right back around him and get back into the top 25. So okay, we got that top 25 spot back. Let's go and start making some more moves. Look at the run we got on the back of Hocevar and Zane Smith. We'll go 3 wide into turn number 3. Kyle Busch there as well. Logano crashes into the outside wall. Caution's going to fly again as we take 21st, and we continue to see drivers struggle here as that's our now 4th caution for cause just at the beginning of stage 2. And once again, we'll stay out and get ready to roll, and that's 2 back-to-back playoff contenders that have gone around, Reddick and Logano. Reddick starts just on front of my nose here now as we'll once again go back racing here from Kansas. I mean, at least that time we gained a few spots just as that caution was coming out, but obviously we'll lose out to Kyle Busch. Hocevar is going to roll on the top here, and McDowell as well. I mean, actually, here comes even the guy that just brought out the caution, Joey Logano. He's just going to roll right on by me. You see the damage there on the left side of his car now, as once again, feel like every restart we're dropping to like 26, and then we have to try and gain 4 or 5 spots, and then a caution comes out and we go back, and then we try to go forward again, and we're in that same situation right here as we continue on here in P25. And now Logano he's got some work to do. Of course, he needs to gain some track position. Of course, I mean, not really in a position right now is that number 22 Shell Pennzoil Ford Mustang for Penske Racing to get stage points, but that's going to really hurt him going into the Charlotte Roval next episode, where I think he's going to be, you know, at risk of being eliminated from the playoffs just because of that one incident right there, kind of shuffling him down a little bit further now. And as we roll through off turn 4, we'll clear Hocevar and get to the inside of Logano, and we'll spend the final 10 laps of the stage really trying to just push forward here and get a very respectable result in stage 2 to set us up well for stage 3 really now. As I wanted to go to the top, but look at this. I mean, everyone's just crowding the top now. Suarez, McDowell, now Hocevar goes 3 wide, so I'm just going to be patient here now. I realize we've got a really strong car at this point, so I'm just trying to take my time, and patience is working because we passed McDowell. Now we're back to the inside of Logano, cutting all the way down to the grass in the tri-oval. Couldn't quite make anything out of it, but we would clear Logano and Suarez the next time around on lap 14 in stage 2 out of turn 4, and now we're right to the back of Jones and Hocevar as well. We'll even get to the inside of the 77 on the run into turn 1 as Kyle Larson continues to dominate and lead this race now as he is looking to win his way into the round of 8. Now we'll clear the 77, and we have broken into the top 20, and I think we've got a lot more positions up for grabs as these laps continue on. Lap 17 at this point now, and I mean, these guys around me leaving the top wide open. Thank you very much. I hope you guys continue to do that now as we are going to pass Keselowski, but couldn't quite make it happen because, well, unfortunately, the two had gotten up in front of me now, so they were trying to make it a little bit difficult, and I'm being, like I said again, patient because we're really just looking at stage 3 right now is where we're going to pounce. But here we go to the outside of the 2. It's going to be close quarters off the corner. Keselowski's to his inside. We're 3 wide again down the back straightaway now. And as we came out of turn 4, coming to 3 to go in stage 2, we'll clear the 2. Keselowski's going to at least stay at my door now as the 2 is going to give me a nice shove, and that's going to give me so much momentum. It'll pull me alongside Busch and right to the back of the 21 of Josh Berry now, and don't mind if I do. Rip the top one more time. We'll be 3 wide around the outside. Kyle Busch, though, nice run on the exit of the corner. He'll get clear down this back straightaway, but he leaves the outside open. Here comes the 2 to my bumper into turn number 3, but it gives me such a boost of speed that I completely misjudged my mid-corner speed, and we're going to catch the wall on the exit of turn 4, so that's going to hold our momentum for at least a few moments now as Keselowski goes back through, and so does Berry as we hit 2 laps to go in stage 2. Exit of turn 2, crossing back over on that Motorcraft number 21, and now we should be able to pass him for 18th right here through 3 and off turn 4, coming to the final lap now of stage number 2. Sure enough, we will clear this 21 very easily. We have got some good speed that I think we're going to showcase here in this final stage. I think we might even have a top 10 on deck for a possibility now as we exit turn 2 back to the inside of Kyle Busch. Kyle Larson, however, dominant here in this race so far. He's going to exit turn 4. He's going to sweep the first 2 stages. Kyle Larson takes a green-white checkered for stage number 2 as we're going to hold on for P17. An absolutely massive improvement from where we were, midway through stage 1. Looking very good going into this final stage as we'll be coming into the pits. And once again, we'll get some Goodyear tires on this car. And I was considering another wedge adjustment at this point, a slight one. We're going to go from 47.0 to 46.5. I did consider some tire pressures, but I decided to leave those alone because I was afraid again of going a little bit too far. That's like the number one thing you don't want to do as we'll get ready to go back racing here. Stage 3, the final stage underway, the second round of the playoffs here. The round of 12, it meets its middle race now, and it sets up the stage for the Charlotte Roval next episode, where who knows what's going to happen there. It's going to be a fun one regardless now, as once again we expected a bad restart. In a perfect world, this final stage goes green to the end. I don't think that's going to happen with what we've seen so far. It's been 4 cautions, 2 cautions for cause in stage 1 and 2 in stage 2. Will we see 2 maybe in stage 3? We'll have to wait and see now as we got a couple of Trackhouse cars here. Suarez as well as Van Gisbergen now will clear the 88 and jump to the outside of that 99 as we head down into turn number 1. And Kyle Larson continues to lead in a dominant performance now as look at this top. We're ripping again out of turn 2. Hold on. We're going to get right up in behind the Columbia Camry for 2311's Bubba Wallace into turn number 3. But, well, he's going to stay on the top right there in front of me, so that's going to halt my progress. I'm going to jump down to the the middle. That's kind of the beautiful thing about this next-gen car is that you can just really abruptly change your lane in the middle of a corner now, but also that's kind of like a bad side of next-gen because you can just, you know, block people with your dirty air because you can go anywhere, it feels like sometimes. But we clear the 6, and up into P17 we go. At this point, you know, a little bit over 20 laps to go. If this was to stay green, we cannot make it to the end of the race. We will have to make a pit stop under green flag conditions, as that's definitely going to be something that could present an opportunity for some differing strategies now, as we're going to roll right up to the back of Christopher Bell, who's not having the race I expected to see out of that Ream number 20 here. Usually Christopher Bell is, you know, one of the top 3 drivers at a mile and a half, but we'll clear him out of turn 2, and we continue to fight with the likes of Barry, Cindric, Bowman, Gibbs up here having a decent run. And as we exit turn 4, speaking of Bowman and Gibbs, we had now gotten to the outside of both of them, 3 wide down the front straightaway. And can you believe it, if we complete this pass, which I guarantee we will on the exit of turn 2, we'll be up into P12, hunting down AJ Allmendinger for colleagues number 16, who's also having a great run right there in P11. Ryan Preece in the top 10, and we had run them both down with 20 laps to go in this race. And look at my lap times right now. Previous lap time at 31.8, while the leader ran at 31.7. We're not even a full 10th off of Kyle Larson's lap time right now. We have got some serious speed, and can you believe it, when we were running in the mid-30s in stage 1, we made some serious adjustments, and we actually have managed to turn this thing around into a top 10 car on speed. I don't think anybody saw that coming. I definitely didn't see it coming. I knew we could turn things around like we did in New Hampshire, but I just didn't think we would turn it around to a point where we would be this strong. And we're to the back of the Exalta Chevrolet of William Byron with a little bit of help from a Toyota teammate there of Christopher Mellon. Hello, Chris Buescher. Honestly, I've kind of moved on from what happened with him. I don't really plan on getting payback on this guy, so we're just going to try and actually race him properly. Now, if he wants to reinstigate things, which I don't think he will, I think he's smarter than that, but, you know, certainly don't threaten me with a good time. We'll take care of it if that was the case, but nonetheless, down the back straightaway, we're going to pass that Fastenal 17, and Bell as well was on the far inside. We're 3 wide briefly on the exit of turn number 4. Absolutely fantastic racing, and I caught the outside wall for the first time here in a while, so that's going to drop us back down to P11, but it wasn't long until we're right back in the fight here. We're kind of flatlining though, right around 10th or so place, so I feel like we've kind of hit the, you know, kind of limit of what this boost energy number 85 is capable of here today. I think we can gain another couple of spots. I think we can get up to like 7th or 8th, but I don't think we'll be able to really do much more than that, as we are now at 13 laps to go, and we are not far from pit stops now. And to the inside of Chastain and Bell, we'll clear the 20 and we'll clear the 1, I think. Yes, we will. Up into P9 on the exit of turn 2, in behind the 17 Fastenal forward of Chris Buescher, and back up to the top I would go, trying to make some gains here on the exit of turn number 2, right to the back bumper of this 17. Will now dive to the inside, coming up on 11 to go. We are just a few laps away from seeing some green flag pit stops at this point now, as on the exit of turn 4, can't quite clear the 17 this time. We had one heck of a battle with Buescher last time out in New Hampshire, and now we clear him here down the front straightaway with help from Christopher Bell, who gives me a big shot into turn 3. Same situation as earlier, where the AI gives you a big shove into the corner, and well, you know, the speed is so much higher, and I just did not get the car rolled up in time, so we drop back down to P10, and here comes the 60 of Preece as well. That's, I mean, of course, it sucks the AI push you so late into a corner, but it's also on me to back up the car enough to not hit the wall, because I still certainly have the ability to, just making a little mistake. So now we actually get a recommendation to pit this time. 4 tires and fuel. I don't like that. No, absolutely not. We're not going to do that. I am going to pit this lap, but we're not going to do that. We're going to change that to 2 tires only. I think 4 tires is insane. That's overkill. We only are going to be running 8 laps. It'll be 7 laps when we're up to speed. So we're going to do 2 laps. We're going to pit this lap, and we're going to have to get in behind this 48 of Alex Bowman as we head down into turn number 3. And there he goes. I just roll over and let him go. And now as we exit turn 4, we're going to come into the pits. Chastain, I think, is trying to stay out. He's not going to be happy with that one. But, I mean, I couldn't get any lower right there. We'll get in front of Austin Cindric there. And as we come in for our 2-tire pit stop, watch this. The 2. Cindric takes no tires. Oh, boy. Cindric is taking no tires, which is a telltale sign that everybody's taking no tires. I'm not sure. We might have just thrown a really good result. We might end up like 20th now, which would be a great result for this team like 7 races ago, but now that would be really disappointing today. We are coming up on 7 to go. Here comes, oh my goodness, Ross the Boss, right on my back bumper. No room at all. I think he's pitting. I think that's a pretty safe way to say you're coming in, so I'm going to try and get up to the middle lane. Yeah, he's definitely got to be coming in. There he goes, in that number 1 Kubota Chevrolet now, and here we go. Everyone's coming in, and sure enough, everyone was taking no tires, so we are now behind Joey Logano even. That's how far we are back. Logano's been having a rough day. Chase Elliott now pits from the lead. Everyone's coming in to start their cycle, their final stop of the day in the closing laps of this race now, and what can we do on a 2-tire advantage? Look at the 22. We blew his doors off. Hold on. We might have something to show here now as we rip through 1 and 2 and see that 2-car of Cindric way up the road. Well, we are running him down pretty quick, and as these laps continue on, I mean, we're coming to just a few laps to go. Lap 63, it's 5 to go. But we have run down Austin Cindric. We're into P16, but we still have a few drivers yet to pit, and just 1 corner later, ripping the top right around them. We have a huge amount of speed because of the 2-tire advantage. That might make a huge difference in these closing 3 laps now. Allmendinger pits from the lead, and look at this run. Ripping around the top of Bowman and Priest. Oh, this is going to be close. We're going to have to lift. Priest jumps up in front of us there, but we'll pass him down the front straightaway. And now, 3 to go. We'll pass Allmendinger for 9th. Briscoe's leading over Kyle Larson. Larson's down to 2nd. Can Chase Briscoe win? And at the end of lap 65, coming to 2 to go, Larson and Hamlin. We got 2 playoff drivers pitting. Larson and Hamlin, for whatever reason, are coming back into the pits. And all of a sudden, we're up at a P7, and we are flying because no one has fresh tires in front of us. They all stayed out on old tires. Of course, they just came in, took fuel only, got back out, and we are absolutely hauling the mail. I mean, we're the fastest car on the racetrack. We would win this race if we had another 10 laps now. We'll pass the 20 of Bell. Could we maybe score a top 5? Briscoe, winless all season, leads in front of 2 other winless drivers of Elliott and Reddick. Now 1 lap to go from Kansas, and in his new season with this team of Joe Gibbs Racing, he is about to become a winner and put himself into the round of 8. Now as we'll roll through 1 and 2 one more time, and we're going to pass Ryan Blaney from running mid-30s in stage 1 to now top 5 on speed as we exit turn 2, certainly with an advantage at the end. However, I will definitely make note of that, but through 3 and 4, could we maybe even get the 24 of William Byron flying up on the top as we exit turn 4 sideways? We save it, but we have to lift. Briscoe wins in Kansas. He's through to the round of 8, and we come home for P5. Can you believe what we just did right there? Unbelievable. And we end up in a top 5 for this Tricon Garage number 85 Boost Energy team. I cannot believe that. As you see the rest of the order, and Larson and Hamlin, I cannot believe that either. They come into the pits again and end up 36th and 37th. Bowman, oh no, Bubba Wallace as well. That's going to kill his playoffs. Larson and Hamlin, they can suffer through it, but Wallace is way out now. And Larson and Hamlin, I mean, look at them. They're still 5th and 7th, and they're still comfortably above the cut line going into the elimination race at the Charlotte Roval. Looking below the cut line, though, Logano out by 4 points behind Tyler Reddick. Buescher out by a considerable amount. So Buescher, Cindric, and Bubba, they pretty well have to win if they're going to move on. But it's going to be between Logano and Reddick there for that final spot into the round of 8. That's going to do it for me. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.